The course that's on offer with chemistry at OSH is the AQA exam board, and what we'd suggest that you do is that you go onto the AQA specification which is available online and start having a look through the paper. Now the chemistry course might be a little bit different to perhaps what you're used to at GCSE standard or for some of your other subjects, because actually it's interesting to see how the papers operate. There are 3 papers overall. The first 2 are worth 35% and the final one is worth 30%. But actually what's delivered and what's taught in those particular components is actually some things that are taught throughout the whole 2-year process. So physical chemistry will be in all 3 papers, inorganic chemistry will be in papers 1 and 3, organic will be in 2 and 3, and practicals will be in paper 3, but they'll also encompass lots of the material in papers 1 and 2. The assessment for each one is based on 3 written papers, they're 2 hours each, and they consist of multiple short and long questions. And if you have a look at the AQA website, you can see a little bit about each particular paper, but perhaps the best way of looking at this particular course is to break it down into the 3 different strands that comprise all 3 papers really. So the component of chemistry which overlaps into all 3 of the papers is physical chemistry, and that's the explanation as to why the materials around us behave the way that they do. Physical chemistry is great for those students that are combining chemistry with mathematics or chemistry with physics, because there is a certain degree of overlap there. This is the component that will explain why oxygen is a gas at room temperature, or why water is the key to life, why metal conducts electricity. If you do that physical chemistry component and you understand the modules that are being taught there, you'll have an understanding about those key questions to life. The 2 areas which are, well, 3 areas really, which are most important and are the building blocks to your entire chemistry course are understanding atomic structure, electron configuration and bonding. And really over the summer period they would be useful for you to just go over, make sure that you understand the basics or the GCSE level. So with bonding you should know about ionic and covalent bonding, and make sure that you've got those basics ready to hit the ground running for A-level study. You'll also look at periodicity, so looking at the periodic table, and there will be a fair amount of calculations that take place under that physical chemistry component. The second thing that you'll be looking at is organic chemistry, and we can essentially call that carbon-based chemistry. So anything really with carbon as part of the chemical structure. And this is the component for chemistry which links into perhaps studying chemistry further afield in areas like pharmacy or chemical engineering. As part of the course you'll be looking at how crude oil is used to get fuels and to get plastics, and how the structure of carbon-based molecules can be adapted. So one of the required practicals that you'll be studying as part of the organic chemistry module will be the synthesis of organic chemicals, and specifically you'll be looking at how to make aspirin. So you will be making that particular drug. And finally, the third component is about inorganic chemistry. So we can roughly say that that's any element or structure that doesn't necessarily involve carbon or oxygen. So you'll be looking at the behaviour of the group 1 elements of the alkaline metals, the group 2, the alkaline earth metals, the third group transition metals, group 7, the halogens, and you'll be trying to look at the trends, why they have particular features, what characteristics do they share. This is particularly useful for anyone that wants to go forward and look at topics like geology or earth sciences. And really what I'm trying to explain from going through those 3 different areas is that they are all intrinsically linked, but as chemists at an advanced level you should start also seeing the subtle differences in between, and also starting to understand the specialisation that can take place within that overall study of chemistry. And if you're looking to further your studies and do an undergraduate based degree in something that relates to chemistry or pertains to chemistry, you can see that inorganic, physical and organic chemistry, they all have slight subtle variations that you might wish to specialise in. So the department is quite a big department because of the popularity of the subject. So Mr. Sani is the subject leader, we have Mr. Pardo, Mr. Kerr, Miss Davis, and they're all heavily involved in the support sessions that are available, and even if one of those isn't necessarily your teacher in Year 12, I'm sure that you'll get to know them, because the department, in terms of the support across all of the science subjects, is extensive. Our student satisfaction in 2019 and 20 in our student feedback was extensive with chemistry. The amount of feedback that we got from students commenting on the approachability of members of staff, commenting on the ways in which the lessons differed, and the variety of tasks and the variety of lesson styles that were available to them to make sure that things were kept interesting, really stood out as being noticeable. The overall pass rate is above the national level, which you would expect. Class sizes are relatively small as well, and the teachers are specialists in certain components within chemistry, so you'll be able to get certain amounts of specialist understanding for certain areas, and those intervention strategies and those support classes reflect that. There are a variety of different extracurricular opportunities available within the department. There are trips, and there are obviously a lot of required practicals that you have to do, which are made to be as exciting as they possibly can be, and there's things like the Chemistry Olympiad, and you can see in terms of the chemistry prize winners over the past few years, you can see a variety of different destinations, but you can see that consistent level of high marks.
Topics that you cover in chemistry.
Alright, so A-level chemistry, you got AS in Year 2. In AS you cover organic, inorganic and physical. In A2 you cover the same as well, just slightly more advanced. So in AS you're really just building on from GCSE, and really in Year 2 you're building on all the new content, and well, actually all the content you learn from AS as well.
Perfect. And then the exam board and the exam structure.
So the exam board is AQA. The exam structure is that you have 3 exams, 2 of which are all content based, so all the inorganic, organic, physical, and then you got 1 which is on practical skills, your paper 3. So throughout the whole of the 2 years you'll be doing, I think, 12 required practicals, and you have to finish a set number to get your practical endorsement, which your universities will need. And once you've completed that, you've acquired all these different skills, and that paper is simply putting those skills to use.
Perfect. The extra support available to you after lessons.
So you can get extra support during lunch times and after school, and yeah, and the days when that's allocated is quite circumstantial as to what time of year it is and the term itself. At the beginning of the course it was quite hard. I really wasn't getting a grade that I wanted. I was underperforming, and you know, you've got to really recognise that it's a big step up. You require a lot of work ethic, and once I recognised that, I managed to improve my grade considerably.